Hopefully
Gotta
we're here. Is
unmute
everybody here?
first. All right.
Is everybody here? All right, we're back at it again because we want to show some of this stuff. This is what we're doing today. We're doing Zoom guest view by device. Earlier, we have another video that we did earlier where we did the iPad and tablet. So what it's like to join as a guest from those two devices. And now we're going to cover mobile and computer. We didn't realize how long this was actually going to take, but also we wanted to make sure that we go over this stuff because I know it's important to a lot of people out there. Oh, wow, who's muted? I'm
I
muted.
was just bringing them up. It's all good. We're good now. We're good now.
Yeah, yeah. So
I like this. Round 2 and
yeah, round.
take. All
That's
right.
right. That's right. Oh yeah, we would need a lot of those to do that. So to get all those, but so one thing is cool about this is that we're learning a whole lot of stuff and learning some similarities and a lot of the icons that we're doing from one device to the next. They try to be pretty consistent with that. I like that. Where it is though, I think you emphasize that, especially like on the iPad. It's not there. It's over here. You keep telling me this, but it's over here. So there's a lot of things that are different and things that change and from device to device, probably just because that particular device has something in a certain way. We are tinkering while we
Well,
do this. Go ahead.
I think it's important to show folks that especially if they happen to be in a Zoom with someone else who this may be their first time there, it's important to just not assume that their screen looks exactly like yours. And hopefully this will help folks be able to figure out what the other person might be seeing if you're hosting. And then if you're a guest, you can hopefully navigate now that we're showing you these different screens. Again, I think it's up here. We're going to put the link to the other.
Hold on. Go ahead. You point.
Right there, right there. We're going to put a link to the other video that we just did. That will be there when this one's done, right?
Hopefully.
I just committed you to that because you got to do it.
No,
I can't.
All
right.
It will be. All right.
All right.
I'm coming off screen here.
All right. So hopefully everybody has made it over here that was watching live before. We do have several viewers out there according to the numbers in the screen. But I know that there were some questions. Again, I just want to make sure everybody understands what we are doing here today right now is Zoom guest view by device. And we're going to be working with the cell phone, right? The Android phone specifically right now. And I want to make sure that you're ready to go because if you are,
I am.
You are. All right. Then we'll just bring it right on up so everybody's ready to see it. Okay. All right, and so you know what's lovely? It's not blurry. Awesome.
Oh, good. That makes me feel a lot better.
Me too.
So up at the top of your phone, this is normal to see all of the stuff that you normally have on this device, like all your menus and stuff like that. Then whenever I tap the screen, the password and everything else, all of that is underneath the red banner that we put on there to get, so you guys don't see that. Okay. I don't want you guys seeing that stuff. So that's why in the live feed, I don't want to show that. So, but down at the bottom, here's where I'm going to show the consistency of this, of things because of the icons. If you look right here, join audio, like right now I'm not on just because I don't want that to be blurring. I do have video on. One thing that's a little different is on the Android, you can see now it's shifted. Like right now, the video's here and it shifts up a little bit. You're going to kind of see that whenever I tap the screen. See how it moved up? That's what it does on Android when you're showing your video. Okay, so I wanted to make sure and show that so you saw that. Another consistent thing is we have join and stop video. Okay, then we had sharing the screen. So when we go to share the screen, now again, I believe, Heather, these are very similar to the last thing that I just did. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of similarities between this particular device and the Android tablet. Makes sense. They're both running almost the exact same operating system.
Yep. There you go. That makes sense then, doesn't it?
Yep.
All right. Let's get rid of all those little I got through. And again, it stays on screen. There's no hover on this one. I mean, it doesn't do like it did last time or whatever. So I'm going to come off screen and tap. I have to remember to say tap. I tap somewhere off screen to take me somewhere else. Okay. Then I can click participants, which is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to click on this participants right here. And when I do, this is what happens. And there you go. If you notice, the screen went this way. Okay. When I did that. So again, it's the same sort of thing. You've got chat down at the bottom. You got invite down at the bottom, but also you have the menu of these things. So just like to stay consistent, when I hit more, you add those extra ones down below. So every time, and this is a toggle, you thumbs up and then pull it back down. Okay, you can do this. I can thumbs down, boom. When I turn it off, it goes away. I can raise my hand just like I did in the other one. Okay, so one thing that you can't really see just because of the red box, but I swear to goodness, there's a hand behind there. I promise you.
We can kind of sort of see it behind the red box. Yep.
I'm gonna turn it off and turn it on just so you can kind of see that it's coming on and off. But anyway, that being said, the host, as the host in the regular Zoom, I can go ahead and click and lower that hand of that person.
Can I just bring up one comment just because I think I need to? Epic Pen is
Epic Pen.
Yeah. Epic Pen is pretty epic.
It is. Yep. But it gives you lots of information here too. When I hit the chats down in the bottom corner, if I go to click that, when I hit chat, it's going to, or chats, it gives me the opportunity to send it to everyone, just like we did before. A lot of consistency there, like you said, with the tablet. A lot of the menu visualized items are quite the same there. So I'm going to hit the close button up here to go back a screen, basically is what it's doing. Yeah, it goes back over to this screen. So when I do that, and then I can actually, again, just like the other, I'm the host, so I'm going to click here to actually chat with that host. So I'm actually going to press the screen.
You're just going to tap the screen.
Tap the screen, and boom, now I am only chatting with the host because that's who I chose, as opposed to everyone. See, I can always switch it and go to everyone. Okay, so let me just kind of show you what I did there. Okay, so let me get rid of this. So now I'm asking, should I go to everyone or should I go to the host? And keep in mind, everybody that's listed, if there's 10 people in here, they're all going to be there. So I actually have a choice, and I can go back to Tinkering Tech.
And what you did there to choose Tinkering with Tech was to tap the name that you wanted to chat with.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Boom.
So
everyone.
Caden is asking, are you doing a live Zoom meeting? Yes, Caden, we are doing a live Zoom meeting, and that explains why there's a red box over our meeting number, so that way no one can Zoom bomb.
Now I'm going to close. Oops. Well, that's kind of cool. I forgot that we had this with TeamViewer, but anyway, I'm going to hit close right up here. Didn't even need.
Look at that. Used your finger to just tap on the screen. Look at that.
I know. That's awesome. And the only other thing is pretty cool on the Android device like this is this little box right up here. Anybody that's used a phone or Android phone or anything like that, and I think the icon for an iPhone is very close to that. I'm not totally sure. But what you see is there's a little thing you can switch cameras. So I can switch to my back camera or my front camera. So I can switch it back and forth. So that's kind of convenient and cool too. I think the only other thing that I have to cover, I think, is the leave button, as always.
Well, you didn't go through the buttons on the, or not buttons, but the dots on the bottom like we did in the tablet, but they are exactly the same as they were in the tablet.
I'll be glad to, in case somebody doesn't want to watch that video or see that video. Let's do that right now. So what she's talking about is these three dots down at the bottom. And thank you for letting me know that. Okay. This, and keep in mind, these items down here have to do with the phone, the Android phone, not Zoom. Okay. So the back and the home button and all that stuff, that is for the phone. But what she's talking about are these three dots right there. Sophie, you better stop. Hey, we're live. This is what real TV is all about, right?
Sophie would like to be a part of the Zoom meeting too.
Obviously. So this middle one is highlighted more white than the other ones. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is.
Yep,
and that's
we sure can.
we're in the middle screen. So that's why that one is uh, so that way. If I go right here, I'm going to send my screen. I'm going to tap my finger and go like this. Okay. I'm going to use that little
Mm-hmm.
hand since I got it. I'm going to start over here and I'm going to go like that. So when I do that, I mute the mic, all of those things. There you go. So
Now, one
now,
thing that we can't see underneath that red box is safe driving mode. So everyone, this is so you can actually be in a Zoom meeting while you're driving, which okay, but safe driving mode allows you to drive, and you would just tap the screen in order to speak. We didn't cover that with the tablet, but it's the same concept on this one as well.
right. Exactly. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to take this. Oops, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go this way this time. Brings me back to where we were before. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to bring it and go like this. And boom, now we get to gallery view. So if you look at the bottom, look at the dot. It's on the third dot this time. And it's the same thing what Heather said last time. If you have 4 people, there'll be 4 people in here. If it's more than that, it just adds more dots. You would see like another dot, another dot, another dot, etc., etc., etc. And
Right.
then yeah, so that's where that comes into play on that. And I think this time, if we go to the leave button or whatever.
Okay, don't yeah, you're not I don't want you to get out of the screen yet, but I'm going to put on our safety screen for just a second because
Okay.
you're done showing this device, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Okay,
it's everyone.
okay, so 1 second while we switch the device, I want you to turn it landscape mode so we can show that there's a different way to actually look at it and what the difference is there. Because when you, with your cell phone, you have the ability to move it from the portrait view that he showed there. I want you to also see what it looks like landscape. You can do this with iPads and tablets as well. So I want to make sure you let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I will.
If you've got that covered. And then yeah, then we can actually see what it's like.
Let me actually do this. This will be nicer looking.
So just bear with us for a second while we get that set up. I also have something else I have to take care of over here, so I'm trying to do that at the same time. Wow, this is fun.
All right, I think I'm good. Yeah, it should be.
Okay, then let's go ahead and show the screen. There we go. So now it is in landscape as opposed to portrait. And look at how much bigger those icons are, and look at how much more clear. It's much more like a video screen now as opposed to the tiny little boxes and icons it was before.
Yeah. And the video actually is, I think it's a lot more presentable.
Right. Also, there's at another point we're going to be showing what the other people would be seeing in this video in this screen as well. And I will tell you, you are presenting your screen to the people that are watching inside that Zoom Hangout, a Zoom meeting. You're going to be presenting your camera in a landscape mode as opposed to a portrait, long, tall, and skinny mode.
Right. Like
hopefully
right here,
that's understood.
Yeah, exactly. Like right here, what she's talking about, this is landscape. This is long ways. This is much better view with that camera. Looking at that way, you get to see a better picture. And it's so much smaller when you go up and down. So if this was like we were before, and you see that, it's not quite the same. You get a better view and a lot darker black areas. You know, like it's a black area around that whole thing. So you're missing a whole lot of stuff when you're watching somebody watching on another thing. What else?
Okay, so that was what I wanted to share there.
Hold on.
Okay.
I want to bring in one more person. I'm going to admit you.
Yes, very good.
So that way we can see what the third person's going to look like there. There, that's the third person. So just imagine it like what she was talking about. If this was turned straight up and down, how bad or how little of that would be showing.
Right.
And And right now it's great because we can see all of this,
Right. So Roz has just popped in. She's lurking. She thinks it's towards the end of what we've been doing. Just to let you know, Roz, are you ready to switch over to the next thing, or okay?
No, it's going to take a little bit because I have to hang on just a second.
That's fine. I just want to make sure we're ready to chat with the audience. So just to let you know what we're doing right now, Roz, is we are showing what the Zoom guest sees by device, and we're doing all this live. So we've got some workarounds that we're doing off camera, so that way we can block the Zoom meeting and all those kinds of things. So it's a little bit of technical, you know how we like to tinker with tech around here. So it's a little bit of techie stuff. And I think that
I just need a screen share from you, right? Isn't that what I need?
Yeah, I'm like trying to talk and screen share all at the same time. It's so not easy. I don't know what I was thinking when I was like, yeah, I can do that. It's not a problem. So maybe that's what I'm doing over here. Okay, did that work? That's accurate, right? Okay.
Yeah, give me a second to do what I have to do to block and all that.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. All right. So all I was trying to get at was that all these things are just so a little bit technical, a little bit I don't know what the words are. I've lost the words. I've lost all words. I have no ability to bring words out. That's not mean I'm going to stop talking. I'm just saying a lot of stuff. So Caden was asking if we're doing a live Zoom meeting. And the really cool thing is we're actually doing a Zoom meeting where we're showing what is happening for the guest in different devices, but we're utilizing StreamYard to be able to bring up your comments. So we're actually in a Zoom meeting and in StreamYard broadcasting to everybody. So Mark says, it's great to see what the guest sees. Thank you for doing this. I'm so glad.
Tap your screen just so I can see what comes up, so I can see. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. All right.
Jim mentions that this is weird. I will tell you, Jim, it feels weird.
One more time, Heather.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta turn it on.
Mark your calendar. Heather is wordless.
There we go.
I'm not speechless. I just don't have any words. Right. Almost ready, Michael?
Yeah.
No pressure. No pressure.
I think
all right.
I think that's everything.
Okay.
I hope it is. I hope it is.
So are we doing 3 or 2 people in this one?
Nope. I'm going to get my buns out of here. Let's go to...
All right. Richard, last comment from Richard says, it's only words, and words are all you can say to present your media today. There you go, Richard. That's awesome.
Should be good.
Yeah, I'm good. Are you good?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're good.
All right, then we're bringing your screen up on screen. All right, so this is what it looks like on a desktop for the guest.
Yes, it is for the guest. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so let's see. All right, so in the upper left corner are some things we've never seen before. And we have moved off of the screen the Zoom participant ID and password, meeting ID and password. We've moved those off screen so you can't see those. But right below is this tiny little white circle. That is the information.
Hold on a second. One thing I wanted to say, for me, the timer and stuff is in the way. Do you know if it's okay on the live video or no?
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is because it's under the word live. I'm just assuming it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fine. So there's a little white circle with an eye inside. That's the information about. We're not going to click on that. That would give you all that stuff that we've hidden. But that's if you had any questions.
Yeah, information. What do you mean exactly? So, meeting ID. What else?
So if somebody said, hey, what's the meeting ID? And you didn't want to actually send them a link, you're talking to them and telling them what to type in, the information is right there in that when I click, if I were to click with my mouse, it would pop up.
Gotcha.
Okay, and then next to it is a green lock, and that's letting you know that your client connection is encrypted, which is very nice. Okay, up in the upper right-hand corner up here is something you probably can't see very well, but it is a timer letting us know how long we have been in this Zoom meeting. I believe this is a setting.
It is a setting. You
So
may not see it. You may not see
so
it.
you may not see it, and if you don't see it, this is something that you would go into your Zoom settings to change. And the reason why we're showing you these things is because if you remember, there was not a timer on any of the other devices. So I have timer in my account on, but it's not available on all devices. All right, the next thing is this little box here with the word speaker view. I know it's hard to see on screen, but I'm just going to go ahead and click it. And you're going to notice a change of turning it to one speaker, and then now back to, it said gallery view, and now we're back to gallery view.
So
did you see? We're going to do it again.
Yeah, I want to clear up for people, because if you're in gallery view, you're going to see speaker view. If you're in speaker view, you're going to see gallery view. So I want to make sure.
So the word, meaning the words that are on the screen, the words that you probably cannot read very well on this video here, it says speaker view, which means when I click it, I'm going to see speaker view.
Right, exactly.
So this would be speaker view. It put one big screen in the middle, and then the other person in there on the on the top. Okay. I clicked it again, and it took us back to, I know this is that weird bleed, video bleed, but we're just going to do it like that. Okay. Hopefully that.
Richard says, "Oh my God, 6 Heathers."
I know, it's a scary thought, isn't it? Also, Andrew says it means go to whatever it says. So I like that, because if it says speaker view, then you're going to go to speaker view when you click it. Very good.
Yep.
Okay. There's also this little.
Just a real quick reminder for those of you that are watching now, anybody that's out there watching, what we're going over today is we're covering iPad we already did, and we also did tablet earlier. Now we're doing mobile phone and computer. We're showing the guest view by device. Just to remind everybody exactly what we're doing, in case you're watching in the middle of the video and some of you just came. Okay, go ahead, Heather. I'm sorry.
And the device we're using right now is a desktop laptop view. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, so up here in the right-hand corner, you can barely see it on your screen, is 4 arrows, or 4, it's like sort of an open box. It's got the 4 corners of an open box. Okay, that is enter full screen. So I'm already in full screen. No, there, now I'm in full screen. Now it says exit full screen. Yep. Which I'm terrified of doing, because I don't want those numbers to disappear. Okay, good. Okay. All right. So we'll go down to the bottom right-hand side, where you'll see me hover over leave meeting, which we're not going to push that button.
Right.
And then
we go to something called reactions.
Okay. Is this the way we want to do it, or should we start at the left and go? We're already doing it this way.
It doesn't matter. I mean, they're all going to be covered anyway, right?
Okay. All right. So reactions I can open.
And when I here, by the way, so just so everybody sees that. Yes, reactions. Then you have 2 choices: thumbs up and clapping.
All right. So there's clap, which is something that shows up in my upper left-hand corner of my screen.
And here.
And then it didn't disappear. I thought it would. There it goes. There it disappeared. So it's sort of on there for a period of time, and then it disappears. Same with the thumb raise. That's all I get, though. Did you notice that? When you're on those mobile devices, did you notice they had a whole lot more options?
This is just reactions. Just okay.
I just wanted to let people know that this is not the only place to see nonverbal communications. This is just 2 nonverbal communications.
Gotcha.
Are we good? All right. So also on a computer, which I did not have on my iPad or any of the other devices, is the option to record.
Keep in mind that's because the host has allowed that.
Thank you. That's a settings thing for the host. All right, we have chat. Should I
You
open
may-
up chat?
I just want to say though, you may never, ever see that. Okay. That might be something that you never see is the record. And you're like, oh my gosh, when they were showing that, now I don't see it. So I just want to clarify that you may never see that.
Very good. Very good. All right. So chat. Now I can open chat and it's not going to mess with our numbers, right?
I don't think so, but you know what? I'll take it all. I'll put it on your video real quick. And okay, it didn't. There you go. You're good.
Sorry, I clicked
That's
too
all right.
soon. Okay.
That's all right.
So notice how when I click chat, it immediately opened a white skinny box on the right-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
And as we've seen before, these are tiny little letters, of course, but everyone and the other people involved in this Zoom meeting are listed here that I can chat with, just like we did before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can go up here to this top. Well, let's do this. I have these three dots that are off to the right-hand side. Can you see them? I'm hovering my mouse over them a little bit. Right there we go. Those three dots, when I click those three dots, I get the option to save chat. That, again, is a setting that the host has allowed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can type my message here, and then we will see the message show up in our chat list. As messages continue to come in, they will show up in that chat list there. Right? Up.
Yes. Where are we? What did you say? I'm sorry.
I'm just showing the chat list up here at the top. Okay. And then we have close and pop out. So I'm going to show that. This is what it means when you pop out.
Okay, so that's a popped out chat.
So this is popped out chat. I can move it around and drag it around anywhere on my screen so that it can be in front of anything I want it to be in front of. I can make it bigger by dragging. Right? So that's a popped up chat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close that.
Oh, you should have left it. Go ahead and put it back again. Because it's going to stay popped out, I think.
I know. I was going to say, so this is what I wanted to show was that I've clicked chat, and now that popped out box opens, not the slide on the or side slide that we saw the first time I clicked it.
Yep, no slide panel.
So how do we fix that, I wonder?
Right down here is three dots, should be.
Yep. And we can say
merge.
It merge to meeting window. So notice it doesn't say anything about pop out. So it's not going to tell you, re-pop in or pop in chat. It's not going to say that. It says merge to meeting window. We'll go ahead and do that. And now it's back to the side view that it was before, just like it was before, a part of the thing. And then when I come down here to click chat, it disappears. That's one way to do it. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I'm working at the same time that you're drawing your fancy arrows. Yep. So I'm trying to go slower. All right. So I'm going to click it again. Do you want to draw your arrow? I'm going to click chat again. Click right there. Mm-hmm. It pops it out. Okay. The other way to close it would be to go up to this top arrow up at the top left corner where he's drawn the arrow, and instead hit close instead of pop out. I hit close.
There you go.
Okay.
lot to learn, isn't it? There's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff going on. So are we on to the next item on our, the next item was screen share.
Screen share. Yep.
So I'm currently sharing. I'm currently sharing.
Oh, that's right. You're sharing. Never mind. What this does, this gives you opportunity to look at application. You can pull up any application or any windows. Like I have 5 screens, 5 monitors. I can pick up any one of those or any window, specific window that is open. I can isolate that and do that. So that's what that's going to do in screen share. A little bit different.
And there, you have a video on what it is or how to screen share in a Zoom.
Yep.
We can put that up in the upper right-hand corner of this video.
Yeah.
as an
Heather.
iCard. Okay.
Here, I'll show Heather. Show him. Point up in the upper right.
I don't remember. I don't remember. Up there. Up there.
Point both
Up
ways. Just point both ways. It's fine.
I have never been more nervous in all my days. Like I am so panicked about clicking a button right now. I've never been more
You're
nervous. Okay.
fine. You're fine. All right,
Oh, this is from Andrew. Just wait until they get to page 3 of the settings. Yeah. So here's the thing. We're not going through settings. We're just showing the guest view on a desktop right now and what a guest sees when they're in a Zoom meeting and all these things. To see the options of all of the settings and all those things, Zoom has some great documentation on those things.
There you go.
Okay. Next. I'm literally hyperventilating here. Okay. My heart is pounding. Like I'm afraid I'm going to do something terrible. Here we go.
You're fine. You're fine. Participants.
All right. Participants.
Okay.
So here we go.
Kind of does like chat, doesn't it?
It looks a lot like chat. So this is the participants list. We see that because it says participants up there. And you can kind of see when I hover over my own name, I get this blue more box. So there's so many more things available for us to play around with when we're using a desktop or a laptop. I can change my name. I don't know. Maybe I want to be Consuela, something like that. I have no idea. But I'm just going to change my name to Mary Banana. That's not how you spell it. You should chose something easier. Okay, so there we go. I just changed it like that. You saw how that popped open. And I was able to change it right there. Right?
There you go. And here's where it shows up. Right here. Mary Banana.
Look at that. All right. And what else? Oh, when I hit that more button, I also have edit profile picture. I could mess with my profile picture right here. Now, what happens if I change my profile picture to my picture right here on the main screen? Will it change immediately?
I don't know. What do you think?
My experience has been I would have to leave the Zoom and come back in. Well, that's been my experience.
It says you can. And that's what it says, but I don't know.
Do you want me to try it?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's just see. That's what we do. We tinker. We can always think, oh, look at that.
All right, let's see. Hang on. Let's see. Hang on. Let's see if I do this. Can it? Well, that won't really change it, will it? All right, so. I'm gonna put this off screen so you guys don't see all of my stuff everywhere. And let's just change it to this. I don't know about how fun this is, but let's just change to that and see what that's like. That's supposed to be a flower.
There you go.
It's supposed to be a flower. All right.
Now let's
so what happened? Oh my gosh, there's my flower.
It did it.
It changed it. That's interesting. So if somebody says, I've changed my picture and it's not working.
Yeah.
All right.
This is on the fly. It's awesome.
Yeah. All right. So the other thing that you can see if I don't hover over it is the green arrow in a box. Thank you. That is indicating to everyone in the meeting that I am screen sharing.
Which is, it matches the green down below. So that matches this. So that they stayed consistent there and made it look the same. I like that.
Very nice. All right. And then we also have the mute microphone, or the microphone for Michael when he talks, and the camera, and my camera is muted. Okay. All this seems to be the same, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then we have this little arrow here. I can do the same thing as I did before. I can close this participants box, and I can pop out this participants box as well. So you guys have seen that already.
Yep.
And we can change it back, I think. How do we change it back, Michael? Wow.
You would go to here at the bottom where it says, here, I'm going to show you right here on screen, merge to meeting window.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Ready?
Yep. There you go. And
there we go.
Brought it right back over here. Boom. So we're good.
Okay. So now down at the bottom, we have all of those nonverbal interactions that we've seen on other ones. Raise hand. But see, here's one thing that I did want to share. I don't, as a guest, see my hand raised. Remember on the iPad, there was a hand raised down here.
That's a
I
great
don't
point.
see
You know
that.
what? So let me just explain on the host screen, and we're talking about guests today. On the host screen, right here on Heather's screen, I see her hand raised. So if the host
Isn't that
is
interesting?
talking, yeah, if the host is talking and doing something and everything, the host can see immediately, hey, this person has their hand raised. So what I can do is I can on as the host, I can click that hand, and what happens is I can lower her hand, which is what I just did.
So I don't know if anybody noticed up in the right-hand corner up here next to where it shows me screen sharing, when I clicked raise hand, a little blue hand popped up there, just like that. And then when Michael lowered my hand,
I'm going to do that right now.
It disappears. So that's the only indication. That's the only indication that I have that he has actually lowered my hand, or that I have my hand raised. So if he were to say, Heather, you have your hand raised, and I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yep. That's the only place to know. And if I didn't have this open, if I had it closed, we're going to do it again. So I'm going to raise my hand. That's indicated up there with the blue hand up in the right-hand corner. Okay. I'm going to close participants, and Michael's going to be like, Heather, what did you want to say? I have no idea what he's talking about because I don't have my hand raised according to my screen right now.
Yeah, there's no indicator saying that her hand is
raised. And I wanted to bring that up because I know that there have been questions about that. So, okay. Let's go back into participants so that you can see, again, we have all these options, all these nonverbals that we've seen in almost every other device. All these nonverbal options are here as well. Remember the hand clap and the, wait, what was the other one? Hand clap and
thumbs up.
And thumbs up are separate reactions over here. Those are different than these ones over here. I wanted to make sure that was clear because they're not different on the mobile devices.
So let me clarify too, Heather, if you could select yes, notice up here, yes shows up, but nowhere on screen do you see yes. Now, if she hits one of these reactions that was down here, yeah, if she hits reactions, now notice there is something on screen. These are visual, non-visual, or no, they're visual where you see it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good point because these reactions down here
Go ahead.
Are visible. These ones up here are not visible.
If the host does not have participants open, they have no idea whether you hit any of this yes, no, or whatever. They have to have participants open. But again, we're talking about
that's a good point too, because if the host doesn't have it open and you checked anything but the raising of the hand. So remember, Michael said the raising of the hand, I get to see it up here in my list that my hand is raised. And where Michael is sitting as a host, he can see it up in this corner up here on my video. But
so here's mine.
No,
don't do that. Okay.
Do that. Nope, don't do that.
Okay. Knocked you out.
Is it off?
I don't know. Did I mess you up? I'm sorry. I didn't know I would do that.
No, you were just dragging the Zoom meeting link over the thing. So
no, I was dragging. I do dual monitors, so I can drag the meeting link. I was dragging it over the meeting link. You're right. I mean over this, but
yeah, it was dragging it into the screen, so I was able to see them. I was able to see the Zoom meeting number in there. So anyway, okay, so
gotcha.
Okay, so what I wanted to say was that with these ones right here, the other guests in here could also see this on my when I click that, they can see that I have clapped or I have given a thumbs up in my video. They can see that. That's visible to other guests, as I recall. But then, like we were saying, the yes, the no, and all those things, those are only visible inside of this participants list to the
Gotcha.
host.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay. Last thing that I wanted to share about this participants and chat window are when I have participants list open or the chat list open, those boxes on the right-hand side, and I click the other one, notice what it did here. It just sort of split this column screen into two parts.
Yep.
So we have the participants up at top. We have the Zoom group chat at the bottom. So you can have both open at the same time. Okay, the last things on here are, I'm just going to go ahead and turn those off. The last things are invite, which we're not going to push that, but that's how you would invite other people to this Zoom. Michael, I'm just curious as a question, does every guest have this, and is it a setting of the host, or can you make it so that other people cannot be invited into this?
Yeah, you can, it's a setting you can set that participants are not allowed to invite people to your meeting.
Okay, so if you're not seeing this little man with the plus sign and the word invite underneath, then that's because your host has turned off that function. So as we're showing you these things, there are some functions you may not see because the host settings are set so. All right, moving over to the left-hand side real quick, just to wrap this up, is our join audio. Looks exactly the same as it has on every device so far. And our start video. When those are on, you don't see the arrow and you don't see the slash. Okay? There's options for how to choose your audio next to it, that little arrow there next to it. So you can choose which audio you're going to use. And next to this to choose which video you're going to use. Here, and here.
Right.
And I know we mentioned it before, but finally, leave meeting is down at the bottom right-hand side.
Let's add somebody real quick. See if it will. That always freaks me out. With the new way, it seems like they're leaving, but anyway. All right, so we have 3 people. This is what it looks like with 3 people in there, so you can see more than one. This makes a difference on the speaker view, which will be up here, or gallery view. It changes. Definitely, you can see the difference now.
So speaker view.
Yeah, gallery view.
Notice how the viewers are now up on top in little boxes up there, and the one person who's making sound is down in the bottom.
Yep.
Back to gallery view, and now we see everyone who's in the meeting on one screen.
Remember, if you're in gallery view, it's going to say speaker view. Just remember that. It's a toggle to go to the one that it's not. I know that's confusing to some people. Because some people say, all I see on my is speaker view. I don't know how to get to gallery view. I said, well, you're in it.
Right. All right. I want to show one last thing before we're done with this, unless there's something else that we've missed. But when I hover my mouse over the top of any of these screens, you're noticing there's a tiny blue box showing up in the corner. Michael has it boxed there for you. We're going to click that. It's actually 3 dots inside of a blue box. When I click that, I get some options. As a guest, I have options for other guests, which are chat with them, specifically with them, not with the whole group. This is to chat with them. And then to hide non-video participants. So I could do that. If I do that, then it will change the screen that we're looking at. I'm not going to do that, but these are your options that you have as a guest when looking at other guests. This is my host up here. And notice how that's a different choice. I want you to see that it's a different choice. I have the option to chat with the host, and I have the option to pin video. Again, these things disappear. They're little menus that pop up only when you activate them. They're sort of hidden, and then you have to click, and then it shows up, and then it disappears if you don't choose anything. So I'm just going to chat I could choose chat with him, and I could choose pin his video. If I pin his video, granted we get the bleed, but notice how it's very similar, if not exactly the same as speaker view was. But rather than flipping between different speakers, if you look up over here, I'm in speaker view, but I've pinned his video, so no one else talking will actually move the screens around. I will only have his image pinned here at the bottom. So
Unpin
I go
over
back.
here.
Yep.
Over here.
Okay, so you want me to unpin over here? This is where I would unpin.
Mm-hmm.
Unpin. Okay, notice it didn't change it. I have to then go over here to the right.
Exactly.
Into the gallery view to get back to the gallery view. So let's try that one more time, just in case that was a little confusing with the video bleed. I just want to show everybody. That I'm going to choose this blue box with the 3 dots. This is my host, and I'm going to pin his video. It's going to pop him into the largest section of this screen. And then it's going to put everybody else up at top in smaller videos. And you'll notice that it has changed as Michael's arrow pointing up here. It has changed from speaker view to now saying the words gallery view to let me know that I have to go back to gallery view by clicking this up here in the right. Mm-hmm. I have to unpin his video if I want to take him off of the focus. But before I do that, I want to do it differently. I want to change to gallery view, leaving his video pinned. I want you to see now, and this isn't going to be shown very well here, but there is a green box all the way around his video. And it's staying there. It's not going away. He's not even talking, and yet it's staying there.
Yeah, because it's still
That's because he's still pinned. Yes, very good. So I go back to those 3 dots, and now it tells me I can unpin his video. And I've done that. Now the green box is still there, so it's a little confusing for you guys, but the green box is still there because he's the last person talking because nobody else's sound is on.
And don't be afraid, because this is a key one right here. Don't be afraid to pin someone's video, because people think, oh my gosh, if I pin that video, that's the only one that's going to be seen for everyone.
Right. This is only the guest's view of that particular person who is doing this operation.
Yes.
For you. Right. All these things I'm doing as a guest are for me and my experience inside of this Zoom meeting. Boy, howdy.
Since we have 3 people in here, you can actually go to your box, and I think it's yet different again too.
You are correct. I had forgotten about that part. So this is my own box. This is my own video menu when I go to the 3 dots, and I have start video. So from here I could start the video, or I could do it from down here at the bottom left. Mm-hmm. So I can start video up here. I can rename. So there's another place I can change my name. Yeah. I can also edit my profile picture from here, and I can hide non-video participants, and I can actually hide myself. Now, what does that mean when I hide myself?
When you hide yourself, what happens is it's only going to show 2 things here, and you can only unhide or hide and unhide yourself. You can't hide someone else. So
okay, so what I want to make sure though is that I'm hiding it from myself though. I'm not hiding it from other people.
Correct.
I'm only hiding it from what I'm looking at here. So now I've made it so that there's only 2 people visible, but promise you all 3 of us are still in this meeting, and the other people can still see my profile picture.
Yes, exactly. So if you're naked or something, and you think you think you're hiding yourself, you're really not hiding yourself.
Right. Yeah, this is the only thing that hides your actual camera. Yes. Is right there where he's pointing to. That's the only thing that actually hides your camera. This is hiding myself from the view of my screen. So that way I'm not seeing myself talk when I'm talking, or I'm not looking at myself every time I come up on screen if I have it in speaker view, etc. That's the only thing that's from. So then I go back up to this up here in the right-hand corner, where I'm pointing there, and that says show self view. I put myself back on the screen, and then I would be able to see myself and say, oh, I do have some broccoli in my teeth. Okay, yeah, I should probably change that. All right, that's it. I think we actually did it.
I think so too. Oh my goodness, this is just kind of crazy. This is interesting. Basically, it's been 2 hours. It's just nuts how quickly and how long this took.
And I know, and I know that we went through really slowly with some of that stuff, but I feel like, and I'm glad we ended with the desktop, because I feel like that's the most labor intensive way to experience a Zoom, because there are so many options. So many options. So
we covered them all, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to put timestamps. You'll see in the description of these videos, there'll be timestamps of when we talk about each individual thing. So you'll be able to go back to these videos and watch them anytime and try and find some of those things to make that a lot better. I think, man, we covered a whole lot today. We really did.
We did. And we are going to have to do the Chromebook one as well. And we're going to do that in a very different video, not today. And, but I do want you to know that it will be linked along with the video that we did prior to this one for the iPad and the tablet. Those will all be linked up in that corner up there when we get all of the spots together, all the things together, right?
I hope everyone learned a little bit,
Oh my gosh, we got some comments that I just want to make sure everybody sees these, because Jules says great information is very appreciated. Well done from Andrew, which means a whole lot, because Andrew knows Zoom inside and out. And Mark says that he will really appreciate the timestamp, so that's on you to actually do that. Mark also said, hide yourself is a great way to keep participants from being distracted. So you're not keeping anyone else but yourself distracted when you hide your video.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about actually turning off your camera, as in this, turning off your camera, if that is so that you are not being seen on video live. That's what that is for, turning off that camera that we saw down there. When you hide yourself from the video screen that you're looking at, all you're doing is making it so you aren't looking at yourself. It doesn't change it for anybody else.
Right, exactly.
I hope that made sense. Wowzers.
Yeah, so, yeah. Anyway, my goodness. Yeah. Thank you. Heather, I really appreciate you, because I kind of gave this to you a little bit late notice, but I know how important this is for everyone out there. I know we're already, at an hour or so I don't want to go too long. I do.
I know. I feel terrible how long the videos are, because I know we went really slowly through that, but I honestly felt like we had to cover each button and make sure that we understood the differences between devices, which I think we covered that really well in these two videos. So thank you everybody who watched, and thank you so much for being a part of it. And we appreciate you.
Absolutely. 100%. Thank you so much.
First, I just want to say thank you, Jolyn. I really needed to hear that, because I was kind of freaking out there.
She really was. I was not as near as nervous as she was, because I know that I always tinker. And Heather, how many times have I forgotten to turn the sound on over the years?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Anyway, is it time for a daily tip next?
You know what? I was supposed to do a daily tip. I think this is pretty much a daily tip.
Can this count as a daily tip, like the 400 minute long daily tip? Yeah, anyway,
we're gonna make this the daily tip. I think this is gonna do it.
Wow.
Thank you, everybody. I mean, seriously, we really do appreciate it. I wanted to do this live because I knew I'd get some people out there watching. Also, we can go back and we can check it out. We'll see.
Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate it. Always trying to help people, just want to answer questions about what each device looks so different, and there's nothing that can be done about that. Zoom can't change that, how different it looks on a different device. So I think they've done a great job with it. I think we've done a great job of going through it, pat ourselves on the back. Yep. Thank you, Michael. Thanks for putting it together. That was not easy. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. I appreciate it.